Totals bets can be far more difficult than straight lines. Has this ever been you? You have an easy win covered, all of a sudden a stupid play leads to a quick touchdown. There goes your under bet. There goes your day. We tell you how to avoid that.
Spirit Sports Consultants presents
How the NFL Totals Line is Created 2023 edition. Hopefully you've already had a chance to look at our video in which we discuss how the point spread is created, talk about straight lines. For this video, we want to talk about specifics using the rules that we showed you there, but talking about a couple of specific items that pertain to totals. So first we're going to start off with the base numbers, the scoring average, offense and defense like we use for the lines. But here we're going to look at more specific pass rush offense and pass rush defense statistics, comparing one team against the other for all four sides of the game: rush offense, rush defense, and pass defense. We want to see if there's an advantage that leans under or over, and we're going to look at the first kickoff game for the 2023 season to show you exactly what we're talking about. Let's take a look at the kickoff special, Detroit, Kansas City, and try to see how the totals line is generated. And just want to note, being this is game one, the lines are going to be strictly based on the averages. So that kind of lets us show a pure example of how this is calculated using the averages from 2022. As the season goes on, you'll see more subjective perception. So we'll use this kickoff game to show exactly how a Vegas NFL line is constructed. It's a very simple formula, and the objective is to find value when the formula may not be accurate. Maybe some numbers that aren't quite right based on averages. So these are the 2022 average scored, average allowed statistics we took from ESPN.com. We collected ourselves, keeping a database, but we'll show you here. So all we're doing is taking Detroit, Kansas City. What are the average scored, average allowed from last year? You see we're collecting in here. Detroit allowed 25 a game, scored 27. Kansas City scored 29, allowed 22. So that's going to be the formula there that gets you the primary inputs. So then you're going to take the average of the two, the average of your score versus the opponent's allowed, and vice versa. So then you're going to see the numbers that are generated comes out to basically 24 to 27. It's pretty close. Then you've got to factor in home field advantage. And that number is going to vary. We like a number around 4, depending on the complexity of the matchup. The teams may be going from indoors to outdoors, etc. In this case, Detroit's an indoor team going outdoor. We like the 4-point advantage, which leaves us with a 7-point margin for Kansas City. Our projected score is 30 to 23, with combining those numbers gives us 53 totals. So let's see what we have here. We see the line is 7, and then going down below we see the over-under, the totals numbers 53.5, 54. Our projected score was 30 to 23. So there you have it. The totals calculation is based on averages, which gives you a 53 number. Vegas line comes out at 53.5. So if you were just to go on that, you probably wouldn't make a bet because it's too even. But the key now is to compare yardage statistics for each team. So for each team's pass offense and rush offense, compare how they do against the opponent's defense. And we looked at all of these, and the only one we saw a statistical advantage was a Kansas City pass offense, which should surprise nobody. Next, we look at the pass offense statistics for Kansas City. And if you look at the numbers here, pretty high. 297 per game, average of 8.1 yards per attempt, and a rating over 100. So now let's look at the Detroit pass defense to see if they're going to be able to stop the Kansas City pass offense. Detroit Lion pass defense, if you look here, it's at the very bottom, next to the bottom, in yards per attempt. Not a team that's going to slow down Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City offense. If you compare that, they allow 7.9. Philadelphia, who Kansas City put up 38 on in the Super Bowl, allowed 6.4. Now let's take this yardage information and adjust our totals calculation to include it. So again, recapping, the original forecast scores 30 to 23. That gives us a total of 53. Now we're going to give Kansas City a 5-point edge, considering they got a significant advantage on pass offense. So now our new total is 58. So then when you look at 58, 53.5, I think it's kind of obvious you got a 4.5-point advantage there, especially considering Kansas City's playing at home. We like this play. And we see that 53.5 line as a compelling overbet. We'll talk more about this in our other video, Advanced Totals, but for now, other totals factors to consider include the following. Pace of play. What you want to do is look at a team's primary offense. In this case, both teams are primarily passing teams, so we're going to see fewer clock-draining long drives. And secondly, weather. A night game in September in Kansas City shouldn't be too hot, but always look out for rain. Check the weather report. If you see rain in the forecast, avoid it, because that would be a sure underbet.
That's all for this time. Join us for our next video in which we talk about advanced total situations.
Thanks for watching our video. Please subscribe to our channel and join us next time.